Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the 13th of February. I am following along with Sandy, who is State Goddess here on YouTube, with her Follow a Sketch February. So I will have everything linked down below that you need to check that out. So today's sketch that she picked is from Allie Scraps, and it is a 2-page layout. And I have a full intention of doing a 2-page layout. I have quite a few photos. I think I'm going to end up with 8 on this 2-page layout, even though it only calls for 5. So I decided I wanted to document some caves that we went into when we were in Hawaii, and I thought that a 2-page spread would be absolutely perfect for that. Now, this layout, when I looked at this sketch, I was like, okay, I actually need quite a bit of paper, and I need large pieces of paper, actually. So I didn't really have much in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I went ahead and grabbed my 5th and Monaco paper pad from Pink Paisley and pulled out some paper. So this is a pretty busy layout. I think it's busy just because of the paper choices, but the photos are kind of bland. So I felt like I could get away with doing some more wild papers with these kind of boring photos. Because inside a cave is, I mean, it's dark and there's not a lot of color. So these particular caves, like there's no like path you can go in on either side, but they don't connect, and you just climb around, and sometimes you'll get to a spot where it's like just open to, like it just opens up, and so we climbed up and you're like in the middle of the jungle, like so I wouldn't like get out and like try and get back to my car that way. You definitely have to go back in the way that you came in. And there's also like several cracks in the cave, which make it feel a little like and some of the plants that are on top of the cave go right down into it. So it was really cool. It was definitely a very cool adventure. So I decided that my background paper for both of them, or what is going to appear to be my background paper, is this polka dot paper here that you see. So the big section of paper to the left that looks like it extends almost the whole 2 pieces, I'm going to do kind of that multicolored chevron that you see there. And I noticed that it had an edge to it. So I went in my punches and I did find my scallop punch, border punch. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that on both sides of that chevron paper. So right now I am literally just piecing together all of these pieces of paper that are in the sketch, which I feel like takes the largest amount of time. And once you kind of got that down, then it's good. But it was definitely kind of like a jigsaw puzzle to me. And it took me a little bit longer because I really wanted to find all the bits and pieces, and I had to make sure that they fit pretty well. I did rough up, I think I only roughed up this paper. I may have roughed up the stripe of the black and white on the other side, which you can barely see now that I'm looking at it. Like you can hardly even tell that there is that strip, which I guess if you look at the sketch, you can't tell that there's a ton of it there either. Their pictures are just a little bit smaller. So here I'm trying to figure out like which pictures could go with which pictures. And so I did go off screen, figure that out, trimmed them down, and backed them in black cardstock because I felt like they just, even though their colors are different, I felt like the pictures were just going to meld into the background paper without that black outline. So I think that helped great. So on the left-hand side, I have basically the picture of the sign, the picture of the openings, and then while I was climbing around in there, those lava rocks are pretty sharp, so it did bite me. So I sent a little picture to, I think, my daughter. I was like, oh, the lava rocks bit me. It wasn't bad. Like, it didn't really hurt. Like, I didn't even notice till I was out of the cave and there was a lady sitting up at the top and she's like, oh, do you need a Band-Aid? And I was like, it's not still bleeding. I'm like, it's fine. So we actually were going to have lunch after that. So I figured, well, when we get to where we're going for lunch, I can go in and just kind of clean it off a little bit. But I did want to kind of highlight that picture. So I did put a frame on it. And then my title says, hello, grab my hand, let's go, up there at the top. I do have a little journaling spot to go down at the bottom that has the date, the time, the place, and then some lines that I can talk about the rock biting me. And then I'll do a little cluster on the top with just a geotag and two tabs, one that says Wanderer. And that's pretty much going to do it for this side. I do think I add a couple of florals. Oh, and a little chipboard thing that says me. So I'm going to put that on the photo as well. I did put that journaling block down by itself initially and then realized it also needed to be matted in black cardstock. So pretty much that side of the layout is done, which is fairly similar. It's got 4 photos. Like I said, mine are just a little bit bigger. And then moving on to the right-hand side, it calls for a bigger photo. It calls for a 5x7 photo. And these are the 4 pictures I have of like inside the cave. So I just kind of did a strip of the inside, and then I have a picture of my husband like heading into the cave, like looking around. So that's kind of like the main photo. So I got 4 of them on, which is super exciting. I thought it was funny. There was a chipboard piece that said looking on the bright side. Obviously there's nothing bright in a cave. So I thought that was funny. So I popped that down. And then on the photo, I wrote, let's get lost, because not that we got lost, but you know, you would get to several forks in the cave and you just had to pick going one way or the other way. And we had no idea where we were going or if we were going to meet a dead end or anything like that. So not that we got lost, but we definitely wandered, which goes down to the sticker to the right that says, not all who wander are lost. I put another sticker on top of that that says, tell the story, added a little floral up there. This is where I'm kind of adding all of the florals that I was finding. And then I think I finish it off with a puffy camera, and it's super puffy. Like, it feels cool. I like it. So it's the same puffy as the geotag that I put on the other side. So that is going to do it for my layout today. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I don't have a ton of close-ups, but I did each page and then the whole set together. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'd love to chat with you. There is my final layout. So remember to wear your crown, and I will see you tomorrow with another layout. Bye.